Hi guys, welcome back to another Matchbox Garage video. I'm Rob and today I shall be attempting to take this Zylmex P333 Toyota van from shabby to shiny. And this one I can't even remember. I got it a long time ago, to be honest, and it's been sat on my kind of miscellaneous shelf, I guess you could say, away from all my Matchbox and Corgi and Hot Wheels and such. And today was the day that I wanted to restore it. I was thinking about doing some kind of cool 70s vibe, brown and gold custom, but actually I found a few little nuggets along the way, which it made me change the direction on this one. But I hope you like this one. As you can see, it's falling apart already. But with 2,000 likes, this one could be yours. So here it is. It doesn't really roll very well. Of course, not having rear wheels will do that to a car. The base here, as you can see, is just hanging on. I've actually pre-drilled the front here, but I've not even touched the rear because it's just come off. You can force it back on. It's obviously a bit loose, and that'll just kind of go back on later. But as you can see, it reads underneath here, Zylmex P333 Toyota van. Now, this is brown, but I started to notice a couple of things. Obviously, this brown paint, and yellow, which I thought was original, and I see that hole in the top, and I thought, actually, I'm starting to see a little bit of white here and there. And as you can see on the underside of this hatch, that other hole at the front there was a kind of a bit of a dead giveaway for me. And this actually used to be an ambulance. So with that, I thought, let's just turn it back into an ambulance, shall we? I've got some generic ambulance kind of red crosses. I can paint it white and get it back to similar how it used to be. But on the base here, similar really to the Matchbox castings as a suspension piece, but it's in plastic. And then the rear and front bumpers come off. And they're kind of wedged in between the base and the body of the car. Yeah, nice little bit of detail in the front there. And it's covered in chrome at the moment, but that'll come off later on. The interior, another giveaway. Looks like 2 beds in the back here for an ambulance. And then I'll be getting just a clean up later. Now, unfortunately, the windscreen here, which is all one section, does have a crack in it, and I don't have a replacement today, so we'll just do the best we can. And of course, if I ever find another one of these, then I'll replace it. And I'm just going to drill this little piece out here, which is just holding in the rear hatch and also then the whole window section. And what I'm going to do is just fast forward, because it takes a little bit of a while for me to figure this out. So yeah, we've sped it up to 4 times speed. I think where it's got some of that overpaint on the side of the glass, it kind of, I guess, really keeps it into position. And bearing in mind, this is an old casting, so it's very brittle. So I'm trying my very best not to break it, or at least not to make it any worse than it already is on the front end there. And it is certainly a tight fit. And it was a bit of a bugger just to get the thing back in later on, but anyway, we got it out here finally in relatively one piece. and that bit at the back there that holds on the rear hatch, that'll be glued back into position. But yeah, putting that to one side for the moment, and again seeing the inside now of this casting kind of reconfirms that this used to be white, and indeed used to be an ambulance. And then yeah, nice cup of tea. Merry Christmas all. So into the foot-long hot dog jar. Cover the casting in some boiling water. And incoming a tablespoon of caustic soda. Give it the little swishy swish. And inspect. So with this overpaint, I would usually expect to see this caustic soda work instantly and take that paint off. And you can possibly see in there all the paint floating around in that water. But what I'll do is I'll keep that to one side, and we'll start working on the plastic sections here. And then the window, as you can see, I've used the Green Stuff World paint remover, which is kind of decanted into this jar. And yeah, that paint, it took a little bit of a while, but eventually it all come off. So I was really happy with that. And then into the Pledge Revive It floor solution, or floor polish solution, should I say. And yeah, just trying to get it off there, but yeah, perhaps I'll do that off camera. And anyway, whilst probably I would say it must be 10-15 minutes later, the water here has cooled off enough for me to touch, and I'm just going to chuck in these rear and front bumper, and they're only in there for probably 30 seconds. You know, just walking to the bathroom to flush it through, and that's all it needs, and it's taken off that chrome on those plastic parts there. And for the first time, unfortunately, we have a bit of a casualty. The plastic retaining or suspension piece here is obviously, I don't know whether it's the heat of the water or whether the caustic solution has just made it do that. But obviously plastic has a memory, so I managed to kind of reheat that up and, you know, get it back working again, which was handy. And strangely, randomly, all the paint come off, just not on this rear hatch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back into this Green Stuff World paint remover whilst I'm polishing up the rest of the casting, and just, I would say, only 5 or 10 minutes in that, and it does the job. Sometimes I've found, or in the previous video, that it took quite a while, probably 3 or 4 hours, but obviously the caustic soda solution had already done most of the job, I guess. And then the paint removing liquid there from Green Stuff World just done the rest. But I'm just going to polish up the top of this casting. And look at that, it looks lovely and shiny, especially compared to the, you know, the sides and the underside of this. But we'll get it all clean, all looking shiny before the repaint. And whilst I was doing that, polishing up, you know, probably all of 5 or so minutes, this rear hatch was left in that solution, and it's really done the trick. Not only that, it's then started to take all the overpaint off from these forceps. And then I'll use my Tack Life again just to finalise this and get this as shiny as the rest of the casting. And here it is just a few minutes later, looking good as new. And like I say, I'm gonna what I actually did was I grabbed my forceps kind of on both sides and then just left it on top of the radiator, and like I say, it just melted back into position, which was lucky. And then going with my Tamiya fine surface primer, the rear hatch just then, and now the main casting. No apologies if all you can hear is my wife in the background doing the hoovering. Hey, these jobs need to be done. It's currently Christmas Eve and we are looking to go out for a bit of a party, and I told her I need to just get this video finished, get it uploaded, and then we can go. So yeah, she's leaving me alone, I'll leave her alone, and we can get this video out for you today. Now with the front and rear bumpers here, I just use the Pound Shop matte silver, and that always does a good job. And I wanted to kind of prove that you can do this on a budget. You don't need an expensive compressor or an expensive airbrush or expensive kind of Tamiya paints, enamel paints or Vallejo. You can do this with simply spray cans. These spray cans I've bought from our Pound Shop, or what you'd call in America the dollar stores. And of course, if you just want your basic white or black or red or green or blue, you can get these colours. You want to do something a bit special, maybe invest later on in the compressor, but to start off with, I would certainly recommend just these kind of paints, and you will get a good result, I promise you. It's all about the preparation, I think, in painting. But anyway, it's the following day. I picked out a set of wheels that fit. Just some basic 5-spoke in black. And then, look, lovely and smooth. Really happy with that. The window section there looking good. And I've got this blue LED that's going to replace the siren, and I actually did, and I didn't show it on camera, but I drilled out this hole a little bit more in order for this LED to fit. And yeah, you got those front and rear bumpers there, which will get a little bit of extra detailing, and I've just got this kind of random Red Cross decal set that I'll apply shortly. But anyway, here's a little reminder of what she looked like, and this is the result. So yeah, coming around the sides there, you can obviously see the little Red Cross decal on the side. You could just about see the larger one on the top. The wheels there, fitting quite nicely. Coming around the back with the rear bumper painted in silver. Rear brake lights and indicators. A nice smooth finish to this white paint. Really happy with it actually. A little bit of chrome on that door handle. Of course you can see now that blue LED coming through, mimicking the siren. And then around front, a little bit of extra detail in those front indicators. White in the headlights and that little chrome badging on the front. Happy with this one? Hey, with 2,000 likes it could be yours. But anyway, I just want to thank my amazing patrons. Thanks for a great year, guys, and including very brand new Gideon Burris. And I hope you like this one, guys, and I'll see you soon. Merry Christmas.